but I was really impressed. It took what I would consider kind of a broad, high-level overview of what a customer is and asked the same questions that I'm used to doing. So very impressive.
This week, I had to stand in front of a room full of business owners and do a live demo of something we shipped 2 days before. The nerves were real. But let me take a step back and show you how we got here. My name is Adam, and this is my wife, Maggie. Together, we're building Sales Coach Pro, an app that lets you practice sales calls with AI, get instant feedback, and actually get better. This is our journey, building a business as a couple, working from home, raising our kids in this crazy AI world, and having a ton of fun doing it. I love building Sales Coach Pro from home. And the fact that I can work from home with my family is something that I find really meaningful. So what I want to do right now is just take you into our studio office, which is out behind our house, and kind of just give you a quick tour, little rundown. And this is our spot. This is where we hang out. So Maggie, this is her workstation.
My station.
Your station.
I didn't know it was a station. But now it is.
Full-on station. We've got the coffee and tea area over here. All of the books. You got to have lots of book space to hang out. And then this is my desk, which I absolutely love hanging out here and just working in my station. So we've got like the fancy studio lights. We've got our fancy camera over here as well. And honestly, it's just like, it's so much fun to be able to chill, have a little bit of separation from the house. I got to come out here, but it's literally like a 20-step commute. One of the things I love about building this product is that we actually use it. Maggie has never done sales before, zero experience, but she wanted to help with outreach to insurance agencies. So before picking up the phone, she practiced with Sales Coach Pro. And here's what she's learned. Maggie, you just finished your first round of practice with Sales Coach Pro, which is crazy to say after
Which is kind of sad.
2 months of building this thing. Now we've done tons of like random practice scenarios, but actually sit down and try and sell Sales Coach Pro as a product to someone. That was like the first time.
Yeah, like in a more serious way instead of more of like a playful way. I was like, no, I'm going to actually sit down and use this. Mm-hmm. As if I was selling Sales Coach Pro.
Yeah. And how'd it go?
It was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really love the aspect that no one's listening to you.
Yeah.
That makes me feel really good, especially since I think one of the reasons why I believe in this application so much is because there's no pressure.
Were you kind of like blown away by how nervous you got?
Yeah.
For like what is effectively you just talking to AI?
Yeah. It was ridiculous. It was.
It's like, wait.
And what? Internally I was like, why am I sweating? You know what? This doesn't even matter. But it just goes to show that like that is one of the things that, you know, we keep saying over and over again. It's like practice on AI so that you don't have to practice on a real customer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maggie Pounds is officially an outbound master. Maybe.
I don't know if I'm a master.
But she is like,
I would say I'm a master at execution.
Yeah, she's got systems.
And not being afraid. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do care.
So we've officially started outreach. Maggie, I built a list of 131 insurance agencies in Hutchinson, Newton, and Wichita, which is kind of our local area. And Maggie's just systematically giving them a call. And how many have you done so far? It's only been like what, 4, 5? 5. And how do you feel like you've learned a lot just in 5 calls?
Yeah, just in 5 calls. I'm like, yeah. I think my biggest takeaway is that I really am understanding that some of these smaller agencies do need, they're kind of ad hoc. Like that's the impression I'm getting. Mm-hmm. They're a little bit ad hoc with their training and they don't necessarily have like a salesperson or a training person in charge. Yeah. And so I'm like, hey, the tool that we've built
can be
the solution. So I'm like, okay, this is validating. Like, this is the solution.
Well,
like,
what was one insight that you had?
That like when I say AI, I feel like people are like, like,
so
like I'm like, oh,
talking.
It's an AI tool, and then it's like, oh, even when it comes out of my own mouth, I'm like, oh gosh. They're going to be like, yeah, no, everyone's making AI tools. We don't need your thing. Yeah. Like, then I think it immediately they flip into, oh yeah, you're just a marketer or you're just somebody trying to sell us something. So we're not going to say AI. We're going to say we've built a role play tool that helps agents and new hires practice their toughest sales calls and get coaching before they hop on calls with live customers.
Did it help that you were able to role play some of these conversations before getting on the phone?
Selling Sales Coach Pro with Sales Coach Pro.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to do it more because I recognize the value of not flopping on a live customer, using AI to flop on.
While Maggie was making calls, I had something else on my mind. Remember that room full of business owners from the beginning? Well, 2 weeks earlier, I demoed Sales Coach Pro for an insurance agency owner named Jose. And he invited me to speak to his business group. And that day had arrived. I am on my way to the YMCA men's group in Wichita to give a presentation about Sales Coach Pro. It is a room full of business professionals, business owners, and on a scale of I'm doing fine to I'm about to throw up, I would say I am pretty close to freaking out. Not because I am afraid to present, but in my presentation, I'm planning to do a live demo of the app in front of a room of people, and I have no idea how well that's gonna go. And I can't decide if I wanna just cut it from the presentation, play it safe, or to go big. Because if we can do a live demo with someone from the audience coming up and running a personalized scenario for them in real time and getting feedback, I think that would be a slam dunk in terms of helping people understand what the app is and how it works. But it just makes me nervous to do that in front of a whole room full of people. So I'm not sure. But you know what? What do the kids say? YOLO? Send it. So the audio from the presentation wasn't great. So let me tell you what happened. I walked into the room full of successful business owners, people who had built real companies, and I had to convince them that practicing sales with AI actually works. I opened with my story, how I co-owned a solar company, grew it from 1.2 million to 6.8 million in 3 years, went from founder-led sales to a team of 4. And the hardest part wasn't getting leads, it was transferring what we knew about sales into our team. Then I showed them Sales Coach Pro, how to create custom scenarios, practice with AI, get specific feedback on what to say differently. And then I did something I almost chickened out on. I asked for a volunteer. A guy named Barry came up. He's in physical paper data extraction for manufacturing, an industry, to be honest, I knew nothing about. Well, we created a scenario right there, a cold call to a company that needs help with data extraction, and the demo worked. The AI responded to his objections, stayed on topic, and felt realistic. Barry closed the call by booking a demo. When it ended, Barry turned to me and said,
I was really impressed how it took what I would consider kind of a broad, high-level overview of what a customer is, and ask the same questions that I'm used to hearing. So very impressive.
And that's when I knew the product works. If I could go back to the version of you who is driving their freaking out, what would you tell him? I think it's okay that I was nervous coming to this. That bit of anxiety and nerves is what really propels me to want to iron out all the bugs and do as much as I can to make the product as best as it can be. But the key is to not let it stop me from doing something. You just have to do it. But it's okay to be nervous about it because those nerves are what propel you to do better. And while all this was happening, another conversation was developing, a gym training platform with 700 coaches who might want to white label Sales Coach Pro. But that's a story for another time. So that was week 2. I almost chickened out on a live demo in front of a group of successful business owners, but I didn't. And it worked. The product held up. The positioning resonated, and Maggie's out there cold calling, using the thing we built to get better at selling the thing we built. The nerves don't go away. You just learn to let them push you forward instead of holding you back.